With that too we can talk about the knowledge of human conduct, which naturally comes out of these first two. So, in the process of knowing, we have investigated into knowledge of human being, knowledge of existence. On the basis of knowing the above two, now we want to investigate into knowledge of human conduct. We can look at human conduct from two different angles. We will look into two formulations, model 1 and model 2. In model 1, we will look at what we have been seeing as role of human being as shown in the next slide. It must be mentioned that here again we have two possibilities: conduct when we are moving towards higher activities of the self, and conduct when we are moving downward activity of the self. This represents the complete human conduct. Here we are starting with second possibility of model 1. At the end of this session, we will briefly mention about the first possibility of model 1. We will try to investigate into each step of expression of human conduct, starting from activity of realization. So, if you start from that top, that is realization of coexistence, then everything will start falling into place. So, I have the realization of coexistence. In the light of that realization of coexistence, I can understand the harmony in nature, and I can see my relationship with every unit in nature in existence. And when I see my relationship with every unit in existence, that becomes my desire, right? That governs my feeling, and that feeling of relationship with every unit, I can now think how to go about fulfilling that relationship and what to do outside. So, all my imagination is based on those feelings of relationship with every unit in existence, and that with that my imagination is always in line with that coexistence, harmony and relationship. So, these are the descriptions of what will happen in me at these levels of activity when I am coming from top to the bottom. Okay? No. Is it okay? From realization down to the selection and testing. There everything is in order, everything is in harmony, right? You have harmony at all levels of your activity. So, ultimately this is what is desirable at the level of self, and if this is happening at the level of self, then this is what will be expressed outside through the body, right? And if this is what is expressed through the body, then this is the ultimate outcome of this. So, this is the model 1 of human conduct, right? This is where we have to reach ultimately, this state of my being. So, you can see all our discussion in last 6 days are centered around this, that we want to reach to this state of my being, right. So, we start with contemplation, move to understanding, to realization, then from realization come down to understanding and contemplation, and then make sure that all this is in line with that contemplation, in line with coexistence, harmony and relationship. So, if this happens, then I am all the time in harmony with in a state of continuous within, and I am behaving with other human beings resulting into mutual happiness, working with rest of nature resulting into mutual prosperity, and I am participating in the larger order leading to fulfillment of human goal. And then I will work for expanding it, right to the up to the world family order. So this is how I have to be as a human being. This is how I have to conduct as a human being.
Ganeshji,
Yeah.
in this slide, we are considering the body on. It's working fine. It's hearing to the sense instructions given by the self. Now, if the body has ailments, then there will be a disharmony in the self. So, how to deal with that?
See, if you are centered here, then it is this realization of coexistence which is ensuring the self-organization of the self. In that case, it will not be affected by the body. Of course, you will do whatever you have to do to keep the body in good health. That you will do from your side, from the side of the self. But despite all that, if the body is not in good condition, right, and I can see there is some problem in the body, so I can observe and I try doing whatever can be done to bring this body back to health. But in the meantime, I am not affected by it. In the meantime, I am not affected by it. I will certainly do whatever I will take note of it, and I will do whatever has to be done. For example, somebody, let us say, you had a wound in your leg, right, and you see that there is a wound and there, the blood is oozing out of it. Now, what will you do? You will start crying, or try to do something to stop that bleeding, isn't it? You will do that, but you will not be affected by it. Your happiness will not be affected by it.
I want to share my experience over this what you said. But I don't know in which state I was that time. Now it is 2024, 2013, December 24, one day before Christmas. Night, time was around 11. Okay, morning I need to come to college. So that day I had full of work, entering marks and other things. Then my mother said, you go to sleep, I'll take care of the rest, and then morning you need to get up. So that time when she was going to the bathroom, I went fast. We used to put hot water actually. For if the vessels are full of oil, if you pour hot water, cleaning will be fast. Otherwise, you need to 2-3 times clean the vessels again and again. What did I do is, I think 10 years before, correctly 11 years now, it's going to be 11th year, I just took the hot water to pour in a bucket. Then we used to have surf in the bucket and then pour it on the vessel, and then the cleaning will be fast. I don't know what happened that time. When it boiling 100 degree, I just took the hot water. Suddenly it fell out of my hand. That's all I know. It fell on the gas stove. 100 degree water, this full left side. It fell at 11. I did not shout. I did not scream. I don't know what happened. As you said, what you need to do immediately to stop the bleeding, na? What thought came at that age? Even I was 11 years younger than this age, that time. No maturity, that much maturity and all. I immediately ran to the just bathroom, and it was cooling time, na, December. I just pour all the cold water immediately on the face. After seeing my face, my mother screamed and cried like anything. But I did not show any reaction. I don't know how much I was stubborn. I don't know what happened. Okay, this pain, spinal cord surgery pain, I shouted to doctor. But that hot water, you know how it will be the feel. I did not feel anything. But my mother is seeing my face and she is crying like anything. 11:30 they took to the hospital. Then it took 10 days for me to peel off. Doctor first said, who gave you the first aid? I said, nobody. I went to the bathroom. I poured cold water on the face. That is the first thing. Otherwise, it would have gone to second degree burn. But I have 1 second degree burn here over the chest region because the water poured till chest here. This full face, eye, this side, nose, everything until the chest it poured. That was a real lifetime serious incident which I saw in my life. Because other pain, surgery and all okay. Sudden fire accident, when they feel only you can recognize, no. That I felt. And he said for you healing also became very fast. In 10 days it got healed. Yeah, my dean also went to a stage of crying. I told her, I want to actually show you one spot. Some water fell on its face. Nah? I took 10 days leave. DST Inspire was going on that time. Yeah. Yeah, but what happened, I don't know, sir. Today morning when I was bathing, this peel also came out. He said, shut your mouth. I was telling to him jovially, what happened to me, I don't know. I can't even blink my eye. Yeah. Cornea, everything got infected. This was exactly on December 24, 2013.
Yeah.
But I want to know in what state I was that time. You are telling the 5 different stages here, no? I did not scream, I did not shout, I did not even cry at all. Nothing, no reaction. Immediately went to the bathroom and pour water, that's all.
So from your response, what I can say is that you were not affected by this burning of the body, right? You maintained your harmony within and you did what you thought should be done for the body. And that is what should be done, I am saying, that it is not necessary that if something happens with the body, I must get affected. No. If I am in a state of harmony within, right, I will not get affected by something happening in the body. In fact, I will be responsible towards the body and I will do whatever is needed to be done, in that particular condition. Good, very nice. Okay. So, this is one expression about the human conduct. That is how the human conduct would look like. Can you see this, understand this? Is it desirable? Yes. Is it desirable? Is it feasible? Yes. So, we all have to work for it. And we keep saying that ultimately the role of human education is to ensure this for every student, every child going through the process of education. So, how many years should it take for the child to get into this, have this kind of human conduct? Desirable, that is definite, right? Any one of you think that it is not desirable? So, it is desirable and we have to work for it, and that is the purpose of human education. So, this is the description of human conduct. In fact, there are other descriptions also, of course equivalent description, but it can be described in different ways, but we will not go into those other alternative expressions. Let us look at this and settle whether this expression of human conduct is desirable, not desirable, whether this should be the aim of human education or otherwise. If this should be the aim of human education, are we able to do this with the education that we are giving? We are all giving 20 years of education, right? Are we able to do this for every child going through this 20 years of education? Yes, no? No. But it is desirable. Yes. So, the purpose of UHV is essentially this, that we should prepare ourselves to give this kind of education and sanskar to every child, right? At least let us start preparing ourselves for this purpose, right? And if we can give it to the students also, very good. And those 3 steps we were talking about yesterday, right? Human education, that is value education, value based education and value based living. 3 steps for ensuring human education. Value education, value based education and value based living. That means we will be the living example of this, and every child who comes to us to get education will be able to get this kind of education which will ensure this conduct for every child. This part anyway, I will come back to this again tomorrow. So, knowledge of human conduct in model 1 we have 2 possibilities: conduct when we are moving towards higher activities of the self, this I have already talked about. Observe your current conduct and investigate whether it is in line with human conduct or not. Identify the areas where your conduct is not completely human. Detail out what you are thinking to do about it. Difficult task, right? Difficult homework. At present, what do you think of the scope of your participation or conduct, that is till which level of your living, family, society, country, nature or entire existence? What is the scope of your participation? What do you think? At the level of individual, not even family. Yes. With how many people are you able to see and accept your relationship unconditionally and continuously? That is, you have natural feelings for them, like trust, respect in continuity, and you are able to respond and not react in all conditions. Very difficult question, number 4, right? They seem to be very difficult question to begin with. Yes, they are, because we are otherwise. But ultimately we have to reach there, each one of us. Yes. So, work on this and let us see if there is any question left. We have few minutes left with us. We can respond to some of your questions on this.
I have only one question, Vaya. Whatever we are doing in one Janma, it will be carried out for next Janma also. What we are studying, also that will be taken care for next Janma. And that's in what we are doing, that also carried out. If if I am not reaching the maximum point in this Janma, but I am in the halfway, that can be carried out for my next Janma also in case if there is a birth. This Janma I am not attaining the super bliss level, but for halfway I came, that will be carried out for the next also, this effect.
See, I mean, a simple way to look into this is that if I understand something today, tomorrow that understanding will remain or it will be lost.
Be remaining for years also.
So it is as simple as that, right?
Okay.
If I have not understood and assumed something under some condition, then if that condition changes, I may start assuming otherwise. So the core thing is whether I have understood it or not understood it, right? Whether it is today and tomorrow, or whether in this association with the body or the next association with the body, right? In fact, if you really start working on this exercise 1 and 2, you would realize that all the time you are with your own self. Sometime you are interacting with the body. This you should be able to work and see for yourself. You are there with yourself every moment, all the time. Whether you are aware or not, that is another issue. But you are with yourself. Sometime, as and when you find necessary, you refer to the body. And how oftenly, if you really look at this thing, and do the calculation, it will be less than 1%. Right? That means my association with the body is by choice. Even now, when I am continuing with this body, I am not associating with the body every moment. Once in a while I pay attention to the body, read the sensation of the body, right? When I am paying attention to the body and reading some sensation from the body, then only I am associated with the body. Otherwise I am busy in myself only, right? So I associate with the body at this moment of time, then next 10 minutes I am not associating with the body, then I again consider it important and I start interacting with the body, associating with the body. What do you think? What will happen in between? My understanding will remain there or it will disappear? It will remain. Now, taking birth again, what essentially it means? It means self is continuing. It was associating with one body and next time it will associate with some other body. Now, it is the same body or the other body, I continue to be. That we have to understand.
Our discussion, like earlier and all, I will have a doubt whether I will reach there. So I will see some people. Well, when we will reach their position, is it possible if you are in that condition, I feel. Like after I came into UHV, first time I saw Sunil Bhaiya, I will think when I will reach or react like Sunil Bhaiya like that. Now I am seeing you, I'll think like, is it possible for me to reach your condition in your age at least, if I am reaching your age? But as per our discussion, you said it is desirable just before, I am taking as it is. But it is possible, no, Bhaiya?
It is desirable and it is possible. Okay. Ultimately, everybody has to reach to this.
Okay, okay.
No stop in between.
Okay, then I will try for the best. I am expecting.
We have to try it for ourselves.
Yes.
And we have to try to make a system of education where it becomes possible for every child.
Okay.
Keep that as the target.
Okay.
keep that as the target. Not only that I will realize it for myself, I will realize it for myself and work for a system of education which makes it possible for every child. That is our target, that is what we are trying to do.
Okay, okay, Bhaiya. Thank you.
Sir, for any individual in this coexistence, it is necessary that understanding is required, but in that process, what is the role of seva and prarthana?
The meaning of seva is, you know, what will you call it in English? Service. The meaning of service would essentially be that if I understand these three things, coexistence, harmony and relationship, right, then what will I do? I will live accordingly. That is service. That is seva. Right? What more can be seva? Yeah. So if you have not reached to this understanding and you are working for it, then I will ensure that whatever I am doing here is in line with relationship, harmony and coexistence, and I will try to ensure that feeling that I have, the thought that I have are in line with relationship, harmony and coexistence. If I do that, I may not have the continuity of it because that understanding part is not there. But even for some moment I am having this, I am comfortable within, right, and I am making others comfortable, right, and I am reminding myself that now I am doing this with effort, but ultimately it has to become something natural in me, and in order for it to become natural, I have to develop the understanding of it, understanding of relationship, harmony and coexistence. So in fact, if you look at exercise 1 and 2, step 1, 2, 3, we are trying to start from wherever we are and trying to set our feelings and thoughts right. Step 6a at 6b, now we are trying to understand this relationship, harmony and coexistence. And if we are able to do that in step 7b, we are then trying to set everything in order on the basis of that understanding. So the role of service will be to start with right behavior and right feeling and right thought, even if we do not have the understanding of relationship, harmony and coexistence. Okay? When we are moving from below to top. And then same service would mean that if I have that understanding, then the natural outcome of it in terms of right feeling, right thought and right behavior. Seva and prayer. This prayer is very interesting thing, The meaning of the prayer is, I am trying to recall, what this existence is, what I am and what I have to be, right. What is this existence, this nature, right, what I am, and what I have to be in this nature, in this existence. Can you see this? Three things. So it helps you to understand the whole existence, understand your position in this existence, understand your purpose in this existence, right, and also understand how this purpose can be fulfilled, and then commitment for it, of course. Isn't it? What more to be included in prayer? So every time you remember this, it is a prayer. You remember the existence as coexistence, nature as harmony, right? And relationship with everyone. Okay? Every time you see that you are already embedded in it, right? You are already fulfilled by it without you doing anything, right? You are there by virtue of coexistence, by virtue of harmony, by virtue of relationship, right? If you remember this, it is a prayer, right? You have that feeling of gratitude, it is a prayer. Then you understand yourself, what you are, who you are, that is a prayer. Then you work out what is your role, right? What is your purpose, what you have to do. All this is prayer, isn't it? So every time you recall, you have a commitment to work for it, isn't it? So you must pray not only once in a daytime, every moment, So, so your seva should go every moment, your prayer should go every moment, right? Eh? Yes, so this exercise 1 is the prayer, Exercise 2, prayer and service. Yes, about the time is over, I should stop. But nice, you remember we talked about 3.1, right? 8 of them are remaining and only 1 day is left, right?